want to ask you this. This taking of a U.S. drone, is it a sign of aggression from China? What should concern us? It seems like an infraction of international protocol.
Well, it is, Adam. Now, the question is it a signal to President-elect Trump, or is it a signal to President Obama as he's walking out the door, just as we treated you when we didn't provide steps for you when Air Force One landed in China? We're going to take one of your drones. Is it trying to humiliate him as he leaves and America, or is it sending a signal to President Trump? Now, I think they want to be very careful what kind of signals they send to President Trump. They got away with building these air bases out in the middle of the South China Sea.
Yes, we just showed the map, and this is crucial because China lays claim to the entire South China Sea. We say that we were in international waters. They claim it's their waters, right?
Exactly, and that's the wrong thing. It is not their waters, and we should contest it. We have to do a number of things to do it, but it should have been done when they started, and this administration did nothing.
So let me ask you, how should we respond to this? You know, the president is still president for another 32 days. What should this administration do immediately?
Well, this administration is going to do nothing. What a former commander-in-chief of Pacific Fleet, whose name I will not mention, said to me, we should tell them to return the drone or we're going to sink that ship. End of conversation.
Wouldn't that be an act of war, or is the taking of the drone an act of war?
Both would be an act of war. They took the drone first, and we are retaliating. Now, we do not want to go to war for a drone. We don't want to go to a war for the South China Sea, but we have a lot going for us in China. Their economic wealth depends upon the West. And so when they start doing these things of expanding like they're doing, we need to have, pardon the pun, but a come-to-Jesus meeting with them and say, President Xi, and I would strongly urge that President-elect Trump do that, meet and say, look, we've got to understand what international norms are. You are violating international norms. That's not acceptable. Now, we want to get along.
I understand what you're saying, General. I think, though, that the Chinese are not mostly Christian. They're mostly, you know, Confucians, but I understand the analogy. But if we were to attack and sink that boat, I mean, very clearly, I want to understand what you are saying. How do you de-escalate from that situation? I can't imagine the Chinese backing down from that. With their economy slowing down, wouldn't they be looking for some kind of military confrontation to distract their own people from what may be economic hardship coming their way?
I don't think their economic hardship is nearly that severe. That is a harsh retaliation, but you tell them that, and you let them know if they do not return it, that those are the consequences. Now, if they want to stand up and mano-a-mano and say, go ahead and try it, well, let them be our guest. But the fact is we cannot tolerate, this new president is not going to be a doormat and lead from behind, I assure you, Adam. He will send the signals out so they do not do this.
I don't think that President-elect Trump would stand by as this happens. And there's much more we could discuss here because the leader in the Philippines is making overtures about turning away from America and perhaps towards the Chinese. Who knows how much they've paid him for that. Much more to discuss about this. I know you're going to be back, Lieutenant General, but right now I have to thank you for your service and for joining us because we are out of time.
Thanks, Adam.